Superstar J, taking over the airwaves.
On Shade 45, Sirius Satellite Radio.
You know what it is, Superstar J, VIP Saturdays. Got somebody special in here. Seen her come up, good friend of mine's. Been working. This ain't no overnight story. You know what I'm saying? And seen her grind and grind and grind. Came up to the station multiple times. She's from Brooklyn, but she told me she wanted to be from Queens before, but I told her she could just chill with that. You know what I mean? And also, you see that plaque up there? You see that plaque right there, right? Oh, yeah. She showed love to the boy. Young and May in the building. What's up?
Yeah, it was good. I ain't never said I wanted to be from Queens, though. I just got to get let me throw that out there right away. I was waiting for my turn. I'm from Brooklyn to the fullest. Never said no shit like that. Shout out my God. That's my guy right there.
I knew she was like, come on, what the fuck is wrong with this?
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Well, I want to talk about it. The new project, Off the Yacht. First off, I feel like you made Henny popular. Nobody was just drinking Henny bottles in the club until Young and May started talking about that Henny.
That's a fact.
Have you ever been offered like a deal with any liquor company, or you just like, I can't deal with any liquor because I love Henny?
I actually just recently got a deal with a liquor company called Yacht. Actually, that Yacht. And it's crazy because it came about after I already had the name and all that settled for my project. Because everybody know cognac. When you say cognac, you call it the Yacht. So that's what that means. I'm off the Yacht. And Nyack is actually a cognac. So I actually got that deal now.
Congratulations on that. We gotta get these checks. You've been drinking that yak for a minute. So why the title Off the Yacht? Did you do it? Did you do the whole project off the yacht?
Basically, yeah. That's exactly what it means. I did the whole project off the yacht. Self-explanatory. If you hear the project, you know what I mean? I'm just talking that shit. That yacht gets you turned, man. You just pop shit and just have fun and enjoy the music or whatever the case. And that's just basically that. I'm off the yacht, man. I'm speaking my mind like I always do.
That's what's up. So introduce it. Introduce your new song, Off the Yacht, off the album.
Yeah. We got Off the Yacht, the project, and then we got Off the Yacht, the outro on the project. That kind of ends the whole project off, or whatever the case. Shout out to my producer, UW. He produced that record. And, I'm just speaking my mind. Then, certain things I was going through, I had to talk about it. Off the Yacht.
Off the Yacht, let's get it. You know what it is, Superstar J, VIP Saturdays. Young and May is still in the building. May, I gotta say, what's the growth between her story and Off the Yacht?
I wouldn't even say grow far as that, because her story was more as like my story. That's why I don't really call this project like that sophomore album. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like this is more like MA mixtape vibes. You know what I mean? It was just something that, I had to deliver to the fans, to my supporters. You know what I mean? They wanted that old MA. They wanted me to get thorough. They wanted me to get gritty. They wanted me to get grimy on it. You know what I mean? I had to let them know like that ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? As far as her story, that's more like, it's just more so explaining just my life story and the process of things and what I've been going through throughout these, few years of my life, and with fame, and just even before fame, certain situations I was going through that kind of carries on into fame. So I really don't like to compare the two. I wouldn't say this is like a follow-up or anything. I'll just more so say it's just they two different words.
Like right now, to me, in my opinion, like, is it better for you to drop a project now or to release singles? Like, do you feel like the consumer will consume the music better with a whole body of project? Because sometimes like projects go over people's heads. Because
I was supposed to have been actually dropping this project. That's what I'm saying. Like this was supposed to have been something done in 2020. Like it was supposed to have been Red Flu, then boom, this. You know what I mean? We had a couple singles drop before this project, and it was just something I felt like I just had to deliver at the time. Now I'm working on the next. You know what I mean? Like I'm just feeding them right now. At this point, it's like feeding them. They ask for it, I feed them. And that's just more so what it is. It ain't really no story behind it too much. It's just something to feed them. This is what they wanted. This is what they get.
So I know at the end of the song Off the Yak, I know like a lot of representatives, like they talking and they in their zone, they in their element. I know you was off the yak. So when you mentioned the part where you said people saying Younger May fell off, and it's like, nah, like, did you really feel like for you yourself, did you even ever have that moment that you fell off, might have fallen off a little bit?
Nah, because I had to understand the meaning of what is falling off. You know what I mean? Because I still do numbers. I still have supporters. I still get gold platinum records. Like my numbers are still moving. I'm still streaming millions and millions of streams. You know what I mean? So it's just like falling off is what? Just what you see. You know what I mean? It's like, what is it? Like, what is falling off? It's like what you see, what you on the radio. Because a lot of people you see and hear on the radio don't be streaming sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then behind closed doors, where I guess people don't see that, you know, more so bandwagon fans or whatever the case, they assume that, you know, is that. But I had to look at it in just a different view. But I've been past that for years now. Like I've been over that, thinking I fell off type shit for a while. So it's like anytime I put it in the music, it's just more so to remind motherfuckers like just look up the stats. You know what I mean? There's no capping in my rapping, and I'm comfortable here, and that's just what it is. And I'm very successful.
Very
Yeah.
successful. So let's get into the record that I like. Successful. You introduce it.
Oh yeah, self-explanatory. Just explain it. Successful. I'm one word with 10 letters. Successful, man. Independent artist still to this day. Over 5 years now, and that's what we're doing.
You know what it is? VIP. You know what it is? VIP Saturdays. My peeps are still in the building, Young and May. You know, I gotta salute you right on you know, on the Zoom and everything, that you always give props to everybody. Like I remember you giving me props on the Breakfast Club on a record I gave you, and you sitting with me.
What, Summer Story?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I remember. I don't remember everything. When people come to me and be like, yo, you don't remember me? Sometimes I don't remember them niggas, but I remember certain shit that stick.
Just even when we was just saying the last segment about, you know, you being independent, people don't understand you've been operating independent your whole career commercially.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
Would you ever entertain going to a major label?
Entertain it, probably.
Right.
Yeah, I would entertain it. You know what I mean? I'll sit down and listen, even though it has been brought to my attention, and I get in my ways where I probably kind of like shifted to the side a little bit, because I'm kind of stuck in my ways, like where I'm at and how I'm handling things. I'm just so like, it's to a point where it's not even just being independent as far as like music wise, it's just being independent as a human being as well. And definitely when you're so used to knowing what you want to do for you, and you get comfortable, and you watch the industry from a corner, and you see how it is, like just going through, like when I even went through that fame and that buzz that just snapped after, ooh, like a lot of shit I didn't like, you know what I mean? Just me as a human being and how I look at things in life. A lot of people just misunderstand me. And I just feel like sometimes the industry might not understand me because I think too deep into things. I'm too wise for certain things. And I'm not the only independent artist. There's a lot of independent artists that's just comfortable in that way. And I just happen to be one of them. But I wouldn't say I want to entertain it. It's just like, if I do come across that and really sit down and take that time, it would have to be to a point where it's not even about I'm signing to a label. It's more so we partnering up.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I would feel that any entertainment would be you partnering up. Like, prime example, Yo Gotti's always been a good friend of mine, and I feel like how your career is with how Yo Gotti's is. Yo Gotti was out sizzling, putting out projects, selling a bunch of records, but then when he finally made that choice of going to a major label, and he put that record out, it was like, yo, Gotti's here now. And he's like, I've been doing it. So I always feel that you should definitely entertain, you know, maybe, you know, possibly doing one project.
Right. Understood. No, absolutely. I wouldn't put it like on the side, like on some like, I would never do that or entertain it. Like, absolutely. You know what I mean? Just when that time come, that time gonna come.
I respect that.
Oh, for real.
Quick question. I noticed you only got 3 features on this project. You know, and you know, I guess our 5-year-old Ruby Rose.
Bob Star, and I got Max YB. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those two are my artists.
Oh, right. That's what I was going to ask. Why did you select those people? Why not like work with some of the big names, I guess, quote unquote, in the industry? Why did you use like those people on your album?
I mean, it wasn't really no reason. It was just more so like me and Fabi got a like, you know, like a relationship as far as like music wise, you know what I mean? Like we rock, and I know him from Brooklyn or whatever the case. So, you know, he put me on his song, and it was just like, yo, you know, I'm gonna bring you on this side too. Like, it's love, you know what I mean? He know people, I know people he know. It's just like affiliated, it's associated, you know what I mean? And I fuck with Fabio. I like his sound, I like his vibe. And I just thought it was only right just for the city, the town. He up and coming, one of the new artists from Brooklyn, new sound. And I like how he spit. You know what I mean? I don't think about needing somebody like a, you know what I mean, a big time artist on my records. I don't think into that because I already have a fan base that just love me and just all day me. But I'm on a mission of like leveling up to that level. I don't feel like I need to just jump at that bracket so soon. You know what I mean? Like I know what I'm doing. I don't really give everybody the tea or the blueprint behind what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I just do it how I do it, and you'll see later on. And then with Ruby Rose, upcoming female artist. I like her voice. I like her sound. She dope. Met her in person a couple times. I like her vibe, and it happened. You know what I mean? The way it did, and that's just that. It ain't no real reasoning behind it. It's just I go off vibes, I go off sound, and the music sound good. It makes sense, and I feel like it would. And then eventually, when I'm ready to step to that next level, I will. But I know what I'm doing, bro. So I'm just trying to go about shit the way I'm gonna go about shit, and a different level. I don't want to do it because somebody say go do it right away. There's levels to this when you're an independent artist, man. Everything works through you. I don't have a big record label behind me. You know what I mean? I'm working how I'm working. And shit gonna come how it comes. Trust me.
I just want to say also real quick too. The homie Corleone, I know you know Corleone. That's my guy. He's definitely,
yeah, that's my artist too.
Yeah, he's valid. You know what I'm saying? Super valid.
Yeah, that's my guy from the town, Brownsville. You already know.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because even signing artists, I always respected that you always reach out to the artist that's coming up. I've always seen you got that knack for coming up and collaborating. A lot of people don't notice that about you, that you really collabo with artists.
Because I've been in that space before.
Definitely.
I respect that, and I don't overshine them. Like I give them their light. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even know I got artists under me because I don't talk like that.
So I wanted to ask you a question. I know this is like first off, bigger to the whole Pride community. Happy Pride Month to everyone. I was like, dog came out saying that she was bisexual. Would you ever have her on your list next? Because you have
I saw that too.
Beautiful
I saw that too. I
know
Dream Doll is cool. That's the homie right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll see her soon, probably. She done said that. She done fucked up. But my gay radar was already sensing. But let me stop playing. Shout out to Dream Doll. She cool peoples, man. That's the homie right there, from the city or whatever the case. But I mean, most women is, or at this point, it's not even, you don't even really, honestly, don't even gotta announce it at this point. Like women done mess around with girls all day. Like people take it to offense when a woman says they bisexual, but if they messing around with girls from time to time, I mean, they probably is bisexual. Even though I don't like labeling stuff, I hate the label thing. Or like when people get offended by when somebody say it, it's just like how? Like if she really fucking around with girls, I mean, obviously she like women, so obviously she like both genders. She's keeping it G. So exactly. Like I don't like the label thing. I let people be people, man. At the end of the day, whatever you prefer, whatever you like, you do what the fuck you want.
That's why I respect you as an artist as well, because you always used to say that, like, I don't believe in labels. Like I'm a rapper first more than anything.
I'm just an artist. Yeah, I'm just an artist,
exactly.
Man.
For my music, so I always wanted to ask you, like, do you feel like because of the lifestyle you live, do you feel like that plays a huge part in affecting like where you could actually like be bigger in the music industry? Because the music industry.
No, I don't even think it's that, because when I do my music, 9 times out of 10, most of them don't even know I'm a female. That's one. Secondly, I don't even brag about being an LGBT artist. Like I just talk my shit all day. Exactly. I just feel like it's just because I'm not industry. Like I'm not really industry. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I stay in my lane, I stay in my world, I tend to my fans, my supporters, and I just move accordingly like that. I'm not in everybody's face. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the only reason. I don't think it has nothing to do. When I see people say that, I'd be like, honestly, I don't think that. I don't think it's because of that.
He always says I consider myself a rapper above all things. I'll be like, I was asking question is like really like how I explain it well thought out. So I'm glad you did that for them. Well,
absolutely.
Well, I want to get into a record because it seemed like Charlie trying to holler at you. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? She's Charlie trying to holler at you. Well, let's get into Don Diva. Don Diva with Ruby Rose and
shout out to Ruby Rose, man. Don Diva, back and forth record with me and Ruby Rose. Of course, I came up with the concept. You know what I mean? Just vibing wise.
Thanks.
And then when we shot the video, we basically we based it off L Cool J. since you want to bring up Queens, shout out to Queens. But of course, in that video, you know, he said go Brooklyn. She was raised down in Brooklyn. So I redid that video. So if y'all go check it out on YouTube, me and Ruby Rose, Don Diva, we redid the Doing It Well by L Cool J. And basically, I just went off that. I went off that video because in the record, me and Ruby Rose go back and forth. It's not really a hook on the record. And L Cool J with Shorty, he going back and forth with Shorty. So I just felt like it was the perfect video to kind of like, you know what I mean, reflect off that sound. So shout out to Ruby, Don Diva, Young and May. You already know.
Queens motivated. You heard, Young and
May.
Please motivate.
Love, but he big up Brooklyn. Don't do that.
Let's get it. You know what it is, Superstar J VIP Saturdays. Young and May is still in the building. Now,
Okay.
May, I gotta ask you. You know, you always, you know what I mean. You always are on point with music, and you know, it's my last question right here. Who is your Mount Rushmore of hip hop?
Y'all know I'm always say Hove, man.
Right.
Hov?
Come on, like no matter what, I'm gonna say Hove because Hove is not just Hove did so many things. It's not even like you can't even explain it. It's just his actions in itself, just being from my city. You know what I mean? It all stems from that. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm one of the hardest out of Brooklyn. You can't not come out of Brooklyn and not be most hardest out of Brooklyn. Can't come out of Brooklyn and be trash. Hove made that stamp immediately. Biggie made that stamp immediately. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say Hove is because Hove went from that to being one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, just in the world. It ain't even got nothing to do with Brooklyn. It's just, you know what I mean? Just a entrepreneur and having success so above levels that you can't even reach. You know what I mean? And it's just motivating to see that this man could become a billionaire coming from the same city I'm from. And also not just doing that, but also helping others in the process. You know what I mean? It's just something to see. Like I listen to so much old music from Jay-Z. To see him now is just like, it's just motivation to know like this man was once just, you know, making music, rapping in the club, popping bottles, you know, doing that, to being like one of the biggest businessmen in the world and carrying that with him, you know what I mean, all day with a beautiful wife, of course, Beyonce, kids, and just holding it down, you know what I mean, and taking care of our peoples at the same time. It's just certain things a lot of people don't understand, like it's deeper than rap, you know what I mean, like, and that's how I'm looking at things. Like my music became to a point where I learned so much that I'm starting to look into other things. Like it became a platform for me to look into other things and know what my real purpose of being here is for, you know what I mean. So I salute that man and everything he's done and what he's doing now. Well,
I respect it. They're giving us the rap call. So I just want to get into one more record, Club Stories, featuring WAP Star. Just
yeah.
That, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, Club Stories, man. That's one John right there. That's kind of self-explanatory. Just certain nights, you know, being in the towns in Atlanta and New York, wherever it is, man. You know, we got the girls, we got the bottles, certain things happen, you have fun. Girls come in section. Nothing too crazy to say. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, man. And Jones is in the spot. And it's what we do. We have fun.
I appreciate you. You know,
already.
They appreciate you.